they just say, then we send another sort of message, and then you leave it like that until you get into chapter 8 and you think, what have they done? And then chapter 8 you learn, and I agree, I'm the same. I loved it. It was great.
I was like, our friend is back. Fashion, style, and all. The Beaujolais.
The Beaujolais
came.
And he's like,
Yeah,
you've jeopardized our alliance. And then she's like, good. They could burn in hell. And he's like, you sent the Beaujolais after them. And I go, she sent a Beaujolais after them? Like, firstly, how? Secondly,
how do you say a Beaujolais?
Awesome. Amazing.
Literary labyrinth, labyrinth, literary labyrinth, labyrinth, literary labyrinth, labyrinth, literary labyrinth, labyrinth.
Hello and welcome back to the Literary Labyrinth. Hello, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Lila. I am a just fan of fantasy escapism books, and I just want to get lost away from reality.
And I'm Lynda, and I love reading. I don't get much time to do it, but I am more contemporary crime. I just read anything, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're actually expanding your genre as well. So I think, because you hadn't read romantasy before, and now we've read ACOWAR and A Court of Mist and Fury, and now we are beginning a new book, right, Lynda?
Yes, it is A Court of Wings and Ruin, number 3. Ooh, it's exciting! And it's big.
It's a chunky girl. She got a fat ass. No, I'm just kidding.
Different kind of room conversation.
Sorry.
So yeah,
anyway, we are two sisters, one who reads fast
and one that reads slow, but we're reading together.
Yes. Do you love how I'm butchering this opening? Anyway, it's all fun. Just to give a little editing. I know, right? I'm not gonna do it. You're gonna listen to it, all right? So if you are unfamiliar with us, we are the Literary Labyrinth podcast. We love reading books, and we take a book that we want to read or have been suggested to read, and then we take it section at a time, and we discuss it per episode. And if you are interested in listening to our previous episodes, please feel free to go back and listen to them. We have so far done A Court of Mist and Fury,
A Court of Thorn and
Roses. I'm going backwards. Sorry, Court of Thorn and Roses, Court of Mist and Fury, and now we're starting a new book. We also did one on a fan fiction, and we are going to do some more fan fiction stuff later because, Lynda, you're just figuring that stuff out because you don't even know, and now you know what fanfic is.
No, and that seems to be the most popular one. Like, everybody's like, read the fan fiction, so I've got to get into it more. Yeah.
God help your soul is all I'm saying.
Something family friendly, okay, guys?
But yes, anyway, if you are returning back to us, thank you so much. We are going to start this episode. We love that you're here. We're going to start talking about our new book. This is our first part, talking about A Court of Wings and Ruin, and we are reading which chapters?
So we're reading the first part, actually. It's called, like, Princess of Carrion. I thought I'm saying that. Carrion, the Princess of Carrion. So it's up to chapters 1 to chapters 9. Chapter 10. Sorry. Chapter 10.
And that leaves us before the next part. So yeah, we are reading part 1. I have also not read this book.
Finally.
So now we're in the same, because the previous books I had previously read was rereading, whereas this time I have waited patiently, not read it. No, I haven't read on. I've only read up to chapter 10, so this is fresh for me as it is for you. So it will be interesting to you listeners what you think of our thoughts and opinions, and because every time I tell someone I'm reading this book, they're like, oh my god, where are you? Okay, and then they just keep doing this, like, and I'm like, shut up. What are these noises you're making?
Well, I feel like that's when people say we're reading Mist and Fury, and I'm like, Have you got to chapter 50?
And they're like, no. So why don't you kick us off, Lynda? We enter into part 1, Princess of Carrion. And
there's a little mini like episode.
That.
Yeah, where it's like Rhysand's point of view 2 years before the wall is built. And it's basically just him and like war-torn. He's just walking around. Everything's destroyed. And he can't find... So he's not with his like posse, not Cassian and Ezreal. He's just there leading an army by himself.
He's just there on his own, like completely just... He's obviously the aftermath of a big battle. Fae and humans have been fighting together. And
it's been terrible.
He's just going through the motions of what he had to do and that he's tired and he's trying to look for Cassian as well because he's not sure where he is. Yeah. And his dad hates him because he's Illyrian scum.
Yeah, he's just like, he didn't pull his weight, and apparently at this battle, which I feel like he did pull his weight, it's a brutal battle, and he just wants to see his friends again, so that's what he's doing, is just going around looking for his friends, and I think it's just to show that, you know, it was a terrible war, like, but they won, and now they've kind of, the fairies are going to stay this side, and the humans are going to stay that side, and that's really it, really. So,
but a lot of people died, and it was no fun. So,
yeah, I kind of was like, meh, got it. I kind of got that from the last one when he told us about it, so I don't really know why this was in it, but...
I think that they put it in there to sort of cement, from Rhys's point of view, that...
Sydney, hello, what's your favourite movie? So after...
Why don't you like me? Chapter 1. My first period.
So, no, that's not the book, is it?
No, that's a Friends quote. But anyway, sorry.
Who is the Princess of Carrion?
Carrion.
Who is the Princess of Carrion? Okay, I have read this bit now. I still don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Does anybody know who that is? It may become...
Hold on, I'll look on the map.
Is it a word that I don't know?
Do you know what? I didn't even care. That's how much I didn't care. So let's just whatever. Maybe it's somebody there. I just completely forgot.
No. Carrion is a horror game. No. Okay, then definitely not that.
Carrion.
And I was like, that's like something culture. No.
Well, what? Let's take us in, Lynda. Chapter 1.
Yep. So we join Feyre. Remember, she went back to Spring Court. Back with Tam Tam. So
she's a spy. She's a spy.
She's the high lady of
because
the night
Tamlin's a total douche. Let's just keep it clear from when we ended the last book of Mist and Fury, and he was like, "I need to get you back because I'm so delulu, and I can only think you love me," and that Rhysand's like an evil person and whatever. And then he built an alliance with Hybern just for that. Like he put his people through all of that crap again. So she's now going in under enemy lines going, "Oh yeah, Tamlin." When actual fact she's like, "I'm gonna kill you, mother."
Yeah. So she's gonna be all like back to being her. Oh, I'm so like, you know, I can't fend for myself.
So delicate.
So she's like pretending to paint her feelings, and that's all she does.
Good. She is good. I'm liking Feyre in this chapter.
Yeah, and she obviously, like, she's painting, and she kind of like breaks the paintbrush in two, and she's trying to get. She has all these wards as well, so like she's built like with her powers all the wards. So she knows when people are coming in. She blocks everything out so people can only see her as like a feeble little girl just painting, not doing anything. And yeah,
because she's like, there's so many eyes watching her to make sure nothing's sus about her. Because obviously there is, but clearly this is the chapter. That all of the training that she went through with Cassian and Rhys, that it clearly paid off because she's able to put up these wards and just, oh my god, honestly, like, just
you're just annoyed by Tamlin. He doesn't seem to get it as well. He's like, "Yay, I saved our people and I got the girl back."
He didn't. He didn't. He did it. Like,
you're just like, no, you got into a bad mess. Like it's a bad situation.
But let's lay out the facts here. Tamlin. He's a High Lord. Okay? He's supposed to know what the dealio is. He runs the Spring Court. He has an obligation to his people to keep them safe. He messed up by telling Amarantha to go F herself, basically, instead of maybe dealing with that a bit better and not so publicly. So then, there you go. So then he's like, okay, let me try and rectify this. Find Feyre, the prophecy, the romance. F's that up too. We understand why, though, because the whole Reese, little stuff that was going on in Mind's things.
She's there painting. She's got magic powers. She knows what's going on. She's trying to be all feeble. But she's still got the bond with Reese as well. They think they cut it, but they can't cut that.
Yeah.
And she's glamoured that tattoo.
The tattoo on the arm.
Yeah, she's glamoured
to be
over
like,
it, so
it was removed.
Yeah. So anyway, she's painting, and then Tam and Lucien is coming in, and they're like, oh, hey, how are you? Well, Ianthe wants to meet with us. She wants to tell her side of the story. There's a reason why she did all that, and basically threw your sisters into a pot, into a cauldron.
That's the thing. It's like, Ianthe needs to get lost. And it's like, well, and her excuse, like, when they do eventually go down, she goes, okay, I'm willing to listen. Obviously, Feyre is like, I'm going to gut you like a fish. But I will pretend that I'm magically happy. They meet, and she sort of says, it was just, I thought it was best for the people, with this new alliance with Hybern to protect everyone. It's like, what kind of excuse?
And then she said, oh, I thought it was what you wanted. You thought, like, betraying me and handing my sisters over to Hybern was what I wanted. Yeah, because then you could be with them forever, because then they'd be fairies. And you're like, even if that's what I wanted, they could have died in the cauldron. What is wrong with you?
She's just playing this part. But what... Yeah. We'll continue with Ianthe later, because I just don't get what's going on here. Anyway, we'll continue later.
Lucien is like pulling his weight. He's just like, I don't trust her. Why are you trusting her? Because she's a bitch.
No, guys, yeah, but we know.
And I'm just like, yes, Lucien, we know she is, but just play along. He's all like, where's Elaine? She was my mate. And she's like, look, you stay away. Like, you don't know her. Like,
he's like, flipping out. He's like, he's like, where's Elaine? I've found my mate, and I'm absolutely feral for her, and I must see her. And she's going, I don't know where Reese took them. I don't know. I'm unsure. We'll just have to see. We'll have to get them back at some point. La, 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 la.
There's also her sister. It's a bit like Twilight, when he's like, I imprinted on your daughter. And you're like, whoa. Like, no.
Listen, this a little bit different, but at the same time not, because the age difference between like Feyre and Tamlin is that Feyre is 21, right? Or something.
Yeah.
He's like hundreds of years old, like thousands of years old. I don't know.
Hundreds of years old, apart from these like young sisters who are all like in their teens or early 20s, and you're like, really, right? This is wrong.
So Ianthe says, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to be a good person. Yeah. And then Tamlin explains about the bargain with King Hybern, and the Spring Cult will make sacrifices, but they'll be safe, it's fine.
Yeah, we're all learning, it's all okay, and you're just like, what the freaking hell? Like, no.
Tamlin is just so, I don't understand. Why is he so stupid? He's just so dumb, Lynda. He's just... so dumb.
He just doesn't. Yeah, he is just. There was you don't see that much of Tamlin in this. It's more Lucien, I find, that like we're kind of seeing.
And Jurian.
Oh yeah. Well, we haven't got to that bit yet. But
no, but that's in the second chapter here.
Yeah.
So Jurian, who we know from the last book, was resurrected from the cauldron from pieces of stuff that Amarantha kept, like the eye in the ring, what was the thing on the necklace?
Oh, he had
like a bone.
His pinky, wasn't it?
Pinky or something.
And then his eye, and that's it.
Some stuff, and then he was resurrected. I'm still unsure why the King of Hybern did that. Jurian's whole point is that he is here for revenge for Miriam, But
Oh yeah, where's Miriam? Why are they all like, where's Elaine? Where's Miriam?
Where's Miriam? Have a decent conversation.
Yes.
Start your sentences.
This is why they're not with you. Like, what?
Yeah, because you two
Because you're crazy.
like an animal. So I kind of get Durian's a bit of psycho. He's been brought back, and he's thought, well, what shall I do? I'll just be revenge, and that'll keep me going. But he doesn't like fate, so why is he associating?
Yeah,
Why?
it is a bit
I don't
weird.
know. There must be some hold. Like King of Hyburn's got something there on Durian, so I'm not sure. I'm sure that will come to play later. But anyway, he's there. He arrives and says, dirty crap basically to Tamlin.
Oh, and he brings Prince Dagden and Princess Branna, the niece and nephew of the King of Hybern,
the twins
with him. The twins, who again, it feels like the Twilight thing where the twins go, hello.
It's like the Volturi twins.
Yeah, the Volturi twins. And I'm just like, oh great,
pain.
Hello.
That's it. Well, use the material, wear wise. So we now get introduced to these new characters, the twins, Branna and Dagden. Dagden is the male and Branna is the female, because I kept getting that super confused because I think the other way around sounds like female and male. However, that's just my head. Doesn't Durian say something to Tamlin, and I absolutely love it. It was delicious.
It's just baiting him all the time. Like, yeah.
I think it was just like you worried about like Reese just had your whore or something. And
yeah, it's just happening. He's like scared he's going to turn up and all this kind of stuff, and he's going to take her away. And he's just baiting people and not letting them behave.
Durian's like that guy at a party that's just a total dick to everybody, and everyone's like, why do we keep inviting him?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, he's just really he's just trying to bait everybody. I know that's the reason why he was kept before, was to kind of distract while the King of Hybern was coming in, when they were at the very final bit of Court of Mist and Fury.
Yeah.
So
He was doing the distraction.
So he's doing that again. So basically the twins and him have come to see the holes in the wall. And there's 3 holes in the wall that they're going to go and see.
Yeah, because I guess that's how Tamlin got Feyre through one. So there's obviously other ones. Because they're wanting to bring it down, cause war. Here we go.
Don't know what they're looking for. Which is insane,
because how is Tamlin okay with this?
I don't...
It's like, you knew Feyre when she was human. So, anyway.
Yeah.
So, we meet these characters, the twins, and they're kind of, they're similar to her. They call them, what's the power? Daemati, which is the ability to get into your mind and make you do stuff, right?
So they're starting to do that while Durian's trying to piss everyone off, but she's protected herself, Tamlin, and Lucien as well. That's a lot of people.
I know. She's exhausting her powers on a daily basis. So she's putting on the mental shields up, and fair enough, she's probably quite powerful because she has the High Lord's power in her. The whole point of this chapter is that they want to destroy the wall. Can you point us to the whole areas? And Feyre and Lucien go and accompany them. Not Tamlin and Feyre. No. Lucien. And he lets her. Tamlin's like, okay, not like last time, I'll let you go. And you're sort of...
I think there was something, it didn't say specifically, but I think she made that happen. I think she put that idea in his head.
I agree, because there's no way he would let her do that.
No, he would have locked her in the room.
I'm confused, and she... I don't know. Anyway, so Tamlin's still very hesitant, isn't he? He's just like,
But yeah, he does that. He's like, oh yeah, that's fine. You and Lucien go. And I'm like, who is this man? She's done something.
Well,
she's been like planting things in his head.
There's 2 ways you could look at it, right? Because it's unspecific. Is A, she's put a little taunt in his head to be like, let her go. Don't let it be like last time. Or he's genuinely gone, okay, fine, I will.
That's not... No, I don't believe that.
I will, but she's with Lucien, and Lucien's my man's. Yeah, but I love this kind of, which will become clear in more sort of parts of the book, is her closeness to Lucien.
Closeness to Lucien.
I just need to hug him because I'm scared. And then Tamlin getting a bit like, what's going on?
Yeah.
She's good. She's good. She like planted
Yeah.
that seed.
So that's basically it, that they're going to go and take them to see this wall. And Tamlin's let him. And also, as we go to chapter 3, this has been a question of my thing. How is Tamlin not getting down with Feyre? You haven't seen this girl. She's like, fallen in love with you. She's been kidnapped. Then she's come back. He hasn't even as much as giving her like a really, really longing kiss. There's been kisses on cheeks and stuff, but she is doing something to him because I'm sure he would have just locked her in the room and fucked her. Sorry. Had
But it's true. It's
things
true.
with her.
The thing that becomes it's a little bit later in the chapter, we find out it's kind of said that things happened with Rhys. He was messing with her, and she feels like violated, so she can't be touched. That's what she's doing. She's going, no, I was touched up. Don't touch me. I'm not ready yet, kind of thing. Which is good because I don't think Tamlin would. Tamlin, for his many faults, rape is not one of them. Okay, so
No, but like even closeness,
good there.
He's not even saying like, let's take a romantic walk.
I kind of buy it though, because this is happening at the same time Hybern are coming in. So it's not like if Hybern weren't involved, yes, I grant you, he'd be, we're going for a walk, we're going to do this, da, 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 da. Chapter 2 finishes with what, like, a significant thing is said. So they say about Jurian's baiting again, classic.
Yeah, distracting.
Making the dig, and he talks to Tamlin about Tamlin having Rhys's father's like wings.
Yes, the wings.
Remember? And he says, I burned them. And she says, I see a little bit of remorse or something, because she was looking to see if they were about, but they weren't. So he clearly, well, he's either lying that he burned them and they're somewhere else, or he did burn them. And
I think he still got them. I think
I don't think they're burned. I think they're still somewhere.
They're off for like for their expedition to the first hole in the wall, the one that Freya came through.
So everybody there is Feyre, Lucien, the twins, and some guards, basically.
Oh yeah, they did bring some guards with them. Yeah, I forgot about that.
There is a point where it's mentioned by, I can't remember who says it, but it's in reference to Lucien and talking about how he's mated with her sister. And it's like autumn court men are very gracious
fiery
in the bedroom.
That was Branagh. I think it was Branagh because she's like, I've been there. And I'm like,
and you're like, excuse
me?
She
had. She's like, the war was fun.
And you're just kind of like, excuse me?
So it's kind of like implied that maybe in the war, that maybe one of Lucien brothers and Branagh got it on. They're fiery.
It was juicy goodness for sure. Yeah, so they spend 2 days on foot getting there, and then the third is like a further 2 days. But then Feyre and Dagden, who's the dude of the twins, have like the ability to winnow, but nobody.
Oh, he does, yeah. But you can only do certain amounts because if he's got loads of people. So the first one was really easy to get to because that's the one Freya came through. So they just go back in a day, I think. But the other one is, like you said,
far.
2 days or something.
Yeah, it was like a further 2 days. It's like another 2 days. And then they get there, the Hybern commanders are like, yeah, let's assess this.
I don't know what they're doing. They just walk around.
I guess they're just assessing weaknesses, right? And then going that maybe that will work or that will work. And Sarah speaks with Lucien, noting that his father, Baron, the High Lord of Autumn Court, fought alongside Rhysand in the human-Fey alliances. And she asked Lucien about his willingness to ally. Do you feel happy to ally with these Hybern people? And his response is that he, like Tamlin, was motivated to rescue Feyre, which I'm sorry, Lucien, but cut the crap with this hiding behind Tamlin crap. But he admits that
he didn't. It was a trap.
Not gone according to plan, because he made like a bonded, it was magic, because then you find out that the reason he wasn't so Tamlin wasn't so aggressive with trying to get her back from Rhys is because of the bargain that was made with that bond. That the
Okay.
magic would really affect Tamlin to the point that he could die.
Oh, right. So
If he
that's why he couldn't come
interfered.
back.
So he's made this deal with Hybern, and apparently the same type of magic is affecting this deal now. So he has no choice. Because he's a dumbass that agreed to Hybern
Why did
like
you
a
agree
twat.
this? Like, it's not good.
So that's why Lucien's like, it didn't go according to plan.
Yeah,
and
we
then
didn't know
Julian
that.
comes in and is going, like, you better be careful getting close to Feyre. Your legs are touching.
Oh, yeah, baiting him again. Like, it's just
and you're like, oh, Julian.
Like,
stop it.
Oh, God. Like, you're awful, man. Nobody wants you here.
No one invited you to this party.
Yeah. But anyway, so that was just a thing, and they go back, and Ianthe has decided that she's going to make a grand entrance and say, like, to the twins and everybody, like, I am here, which nobody really cares about.
No one cares, but Ianthe is just, I'm trying to understand her motivation, but I think I'm overthinking it. I think she's just a wannabe, you know? She is.
She wants power, and she wants to be in the cool club. So that she's just like, we're going to have a party in honor of our guests to coincide with summer solstice. They don't give a crap. They're like, nah. But they're just going to go anyway, and they just don't seem happy. And she's all like, I'm going to make it great. And everyone's just like,
you're a twat.
Read the room!
Girl, no one likes you.
Yeah, no one likes you. She does ask Lucien about summer solstice, what happened.
I feel really bad for Lucien.
I do feel
bad. At the same time, screw it. If the right doesn't happen, suck it.
What would have happened though? If he had done that, would he have run all the way to the night court and gone like, Freya, because of the magic? It doesn't. Who knows? But anyway, yeah, he didn't do it, and so poor Lucien had to do the right, and he had to
and he had sex with Ianthe.
Oh,
which is just ew. And he didn't want to do it either. He didn't want to do it, but also this. It sounds like he says, I'm mated now. I am not into it. I'm like, yeah, but even before you were mated, I don't think you wanted to do that. It was
nobody wanted to do that.
Yeah, but I can't understand why Lucien would go that far just to help out his mate.
She wants a High Lord baby as well. So she's just like, any High Lord, I want their baby. And he's just like, oh God, okay, if I don't do this, then, and Tamlin's not going to do it, then the whole spring courts things are not going to grow, all the crops and stuff, so I'm going to do it.
That's right. Yeah. But why is that on Lucien? You know what I mean?
Lucien.
This is, again, it's like Tamlin having a child, like a temper tantrum. He's gone, I didn't get my plaything, so everybody else is going to have to sacrifice and just die.
Yeah, and everyone had to watch as well. Everyone had to watch it, and you're like, oh, no.
And then even Feyre's like, I hate your guts, but even I wouldn't wish that on you. And she understands that Ianthe, because of Rhys explaining what his experience was when she was trying to climb into his bed and then he threw her out, is persistent sexual. She's basically a rapist. Let's just put it straight out there. You can say she's a sexual predator. She's a sexual predator. She is. And she's pretty much a rapist.
Yeah.
She forces people, she coerces them into sex. Which clearly she did. Poor Lucien. And he's like, please don't tell Elaine. And I'm like, Lucien, we're not even at that stage. You don't even know her. You don't even know. She doesn't know you. She doesn't like you.
Yeah, she doesn't know you.
Anyway, Feyre's like, listen, whatever, I'm just gonna keep this a secret. That's fine. So she gets dressed up, doesn't she? Alice. Oh yeah, we meet
Alice again, and I'm like, yay, Alice! I don't feel I'm happy to see her, but I'm like,
I don't know. I don't think. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say something. I don't like Alice.
Well, I love Alice.
No, and I'll tell you why I don't like Alice. Okay, so Alice didn't do anything when Feyre was in her dyslexia, dyslexia.
She let them take her. She was thinking about it.
No, she didn't do anything. She just went, "Oh, you want to wear that ugly wedding dress? Guess you should wear it." And even in this situation, she goes, "You want to wear this night court dress?" And she's like, "Seriously?"
Well, no, it's because Alice knows. She's just like, I'm not an idiot. I know
but
what's
the
going
point
on.
is,
You're a
even
night court person.
if you know you did nothing before, and the only thing that you did right was when Moore picked her up and she said, "Yeah, take her."
Yeah, but she couldn't do anything.
But
she was a servant.
Yeah, I know she can't do anything, but she didn't even vocalize to Tamlin, "Maybe you should just leave Tamlin." And then he could have shouted at her, but then at least she tried. So I'm sorry. I
He
put
would
a
have
little
killed
weight
her.
on Alice.
I think he would have just like, Alice is gone.
I don't know. That's why I just feel Alice could have done more, the same way that Lucien could have done more.
But
so that's my opinion.
She knows that like there's something up. She knows that she's a night court baddie. She knows that something's sus, and she doesn't want involved in it because she's in the summer court. And she's like, I know when you get to summer court. I know you went there.
So she's like, I got friends in the summer court.
I'm not going to tell Tam that you were there, happy, having a summer holiday there. And she's like, but I know, just keep me out of it. Whatever you're doing.
Yeah, she's like, I actually don't care what you do. I just care that my nephews and family are good.
Yeah.
And you're like, fair.
That's fair enough, yeah.
That's no problem. So she puts on the dress, Feyre, for this, just like a white, purest dress for the night.
Summer solstice spread dress, like...
I'm so pure. And it's great because then when we get into chapter 4...
Yeah, summer solstice.
This is summer solstice, and then Feyre comes down the stairs, whatever. She enters in, and Ianthe's doing her "Let's praise be blah
to the
blah
sun."
Blah. Except what happens?
Oh yeah, the sun. She makes like Freya does a little spell and stands a certain way so that the sun shines on her, and then she uses her day. Is it the day court power or is it the dawn court?
Day court. It was the day court,
and she makes her skin glitter and glow, and she's like, oh, what is happening? And she makes herself right next to Lucien as well. So that's all that closeness.
And then Lucien kneels and takes her hand.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it's so good. It's so good. I loved it.
Yeah, she ruins like Ianthe's Ianthe wanted to bring the sun. She was going to bring it in and be like, oh yes, I'm the most important one because I've saved the summer solstice for the spring court. But actually, Freya overfrayed it. She was like,
yeah,
oh,
she did.
I didn't mean to. And look at this. Like, and
I guess the gods be blessed. People start murmuring, don't they? They're like, curse breaker or
oh yeah,
blessed.
She's curse breaker. Oh my god. Tamlin's face was taunt with shock. The Huldran royals nothing short of baffled. So everyone's just buying into it as well. Even Ianthe is just like, oh crap, I've got to smile and go along with it now, even though I'm bitter about it. And she's like, yeah.
But yeah, she hates it.
You're going to pay for this.
I loved it because she was going, oh, I give a little wolf grin. Little one, just to be like, cute, man. Cute.
Yeah, but then Ianthe spends the next 6 hours trying to explain what happened to her friends, going, "Oh yeah, I knew that would happen, and oh, it's just I know this stuff," and you're like,
she was she was my chosen friend, and oh, blessed be that the sun returned to her, and you're just thinking, oh my god, girl, get a grip. But the other thing is, she's like,
but Tamlin seems really wary about it. It says here, Tamlin seemed wary, as the blessing has somehow upset me, and as if he remembered the same light in Highburn and could not figure out why it disturbed him so. I feel like she's putting something. It doesn't say it, but I feel like she's messing with him. Like he knows what's going on, and he's just putting things in his head. I don't know.
No. Okay, I have a theory, but let's continue. Let's keep going. Okay. I have a theory. Okay, so anyway, I was very disappointed that Tamlin's fiddle didn't come out.
It did not.
That's not a euphemism, people.
He didn't even dance with her.
Plays the fiddle at the last solstice with her, and they danced and stuff. And now that didn't come out. And
he literally avoided her for most of the thing. She spent most of the time with Lucien. This is what I don't get. Like, he's not there.
I have a theory, but I'll leave it till later at the end. But it is interesting because it's different behavior. So
Yeah, it's not Tamlin. It's not Tamlin.
But they did kiss, and she was like, I hate you now. And before she suddenly called off the engagement, a deeply unhappy state was rescued. That's what she remembers. She's like, resend, remember. Oh, that was so great. Because she's starting to have a little memory about what the last time she was here, but she's still holding strong. She's not going down a deep, dark hole. So that's great.
No.
But
she's doing
essentially,
it for Sand and her friends and sister.
Yeah, that's her motivation. So so the festivities happen, and Tamlin and her do dance later, but it's very like, you know, it's very just PG. Yeah. They dance and she pretends that she's in love. Well, at the same time, she's like, I hope you die. I really can't wait to slit your throat. And all of these high-burn people.
Yeah, he's just like, you look beautiful today. She's like, yes, thank you. She's just trying to keep him appeased, but she's like, I'm really tired. I'm going to go back. And then just like, yeah, I've been really getting really bad headaches and I've been feeling exhausted. So you know she's been using her powers.
She's been using too much. And she also hasn't been sleeping and things, you know.
Yeah, because they'll be trying to get into her head.
So she's exhausted. But it's cool. What I enjoyed about it is what she was saying on the outside, and that we got to kind of hear her internal thoughts, such as like, and let Ianthe take him into a cave instead. And yet he's like, I couldn't stomach it. And she's like, and yet you could stomach making a deal with Highburn as if I were a stolen item to be returned. And then she's like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, it's okay. I stroked his hand down my back, was his only reply, and she's like, bleh.
She's like, you full of crap. You full of crap.
She's just knowing. She's biding her time, but it's definitely like Tamlin's not Tamlin. He's not that guy.
No, Tamlin is different as well. He is, I grant you that, he is different.
He's not a dick, but like, he's just not there. It's not like participating or anything.
Chapter 5 is there's a set of keys to the gate of the spring court that goes missing, right?
Oh, yes, the whole thing about after the summer solstice.
That's right. And at the breakfast room is like silent. Lucien's keeping his distance from Feyre because, you know, people are suggesting.
No, before that is the dream. Sorry. Is the dream. Do you remember she has a
Yes, tell the dream. So chapter 5, is it 5? Chapter 5 is the dream. I'm so sorry.
No, it starts. So that's because I was just like, what's going on here? So basically wakes up, she's like, I've had a bad dream about being under the mountain and the ACOWAR.
But she planned it, didn't she? She planned. It's almost like an alarm went off in her head to say, wake up, you're gonna have that dream now.
Yeah, because we didn't know that because she's got shields and she knew when Tamlin would be back, and she was like, Tamlin's back. I've had a bad dream. She runs in like crying to like Lucien,
because Lucien's door is directly across from her door.
Yeah. And she's like in his arms going, I've had a bad dream. I just think about like, and he's like just going, oh, right. Yes. Oh God, are you okay?
He starts eating it up because the one thing he does know for sure is that he was there when she was there for Amarantha. They went through trials together. They almost died together.
That trial,
yeah, where they almost got like crushed to death. So they have had that. So Lucien is shirtless as well.
Yes, he's shirtless. And then he's
trying to go to bed.
And then Tamlin comes around the corner and goes, what's going on?
No, but it's great. No, but do you know what? There's a bit in this, and I have to say, I want to get your opinion on it, because before Tamlin comes in, so Feyre goes to Lucien like, oh, I had a terrible dream, blah, 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 and then eventually he buys it and starts stroking the back of her back to soothe her.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm sorry, and cradles her hair. And then she so basically this is what it says. I'll read it. It says, I lifted my head from his sculpted chest. I love how every romantasy has to specify the chest be sculpted. It ain't flabby.
There's no fat fairies.
No. This is why we escape into the world of sexual chests, right? Anyway, my fingers digging into his hard muscles of his shoulders, and I peered into his concerned face. I took a deep, heavy breath, my brows knitting and mouth parting as I... So what was she going to do? Was she going to kiss him?
I really hope she wasn't. I know she's doing it to play up to him, but I was a bit whoa, you're going too far there. Like, no.
But
like,
then I'm also like, yeah, but hear me out. I would also go that far if it was to enrage Tamlin because of the crap he pulled on my sisters.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And the fact that, remember, Cassian wings are shredded.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. So I thought, oh my God, was she about to kiss him?
Yeah. It's just, yeah. So like, Tamlin walks in and he's just like,
what's going on?
What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? What's happening here? Like, I was a bit kind of like, this is calm for Tamlin as well. This is calm. Like, if this was past Tamlin, like Court of Mist and Fury Tamlin would be in, he'd push Lucien out the window, he'd get in Feyre, lock her in the door, and say, you stay there, I can't talk to you.
That's what I mean. You're right. But the only reason you slightly buy it is because it's Lucien and not somebody else.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason. And I think it's so funny because Lucien's face is like, his jaw's just like hanging there like, uh-oh, Tamlin's going to lose it because I'm in my shirt and she's hugging me in a wet... And she's picked a nightgown, hasn't she? That's very
the nightgown that's most revealing.
White, and she sweated in it to basically make it a little bit, inappropriate. And she's like, oh, I had a nightmare.
Yeah, I had a nightmare, and that just walked away.
And she's like, good night. And then she just walks away, and then she shuts the door in Tamlin's face.
Yeah, she shuts it in his face, and she's just like, waits 5 minutes to make sure that he doesn't kill Lucien, and then she just walks off. And she knew, she just basically set this all up just to piss him off.
She's like,
and I'm just a bit like, I like it. She goes, a nightmare. I told Tamlin I was the nightmare.
That's the line. That's the line, because I remember when I read that, she was like, nightmare. Oh, I'm going to be your nightmare. And you're like, slay.
Yeah, so basically she's just left him to it, and I'm just like, how is this possible? Like, that she's just went, yeah, boom.
Mm-hmm. So it is, you're right though, but I always think there's a couple of reasons, because he's being sensitive with her. Lucien's his best friend, but he's also got highburn people in his grounds, so he can't quite behave. I don't know, but it's still sus. I agree.
I feel like he would. He did it in the middle of the wedding, and there was all his friends there.
Yeah. So that nightmare scene I thoroughly enjoyed. I loved it.
Oh yeah. So now chapter 6 is the keys. So yeah.
Yeah, so the keys go missing for the front gates.
Yeah, the keys are for the front gate.
Yeah, so that breakfast room, Lucien is silent.
Oh yeah, he's been kind of pushed to the side, warned.
Keeping his distance from Feyre. And then Ianthe comes in. She's like, panic. I have something to report. Really important. I think there's an attack. There's a planned attack, not by me, a planned attack on the state by the Naga. I'm not involved at all. There's a planned attack.
Yeah, the land around the temple is dying. And you're like, what? When did this happen before? Everything. She's just like, no, this has happened. I think the Naga have taken everything. Oh my God.
You.
Yeah.
There's a planned attack by the monstrous serpentine fairies. And oh God, And then Feyre interrupts Ianthe's report.
Perhaps it's a case for the groundskeeper. It's just like, and she's like, no, everybody has to go. She's just trying to make a big thing. And she knows that she's taken the key anyway. Freya's one step ahead. She knows what she's done. And
I love it because there's a point where she said, you think you're playing the game? I itched to tell her, but you have no idea that every choice you made last night and this morning were only steps I nudged you towards. And you're like, yay, slay.
Yeah. There is one point after that where she's having this whole thing where she's asking if the High Lord's going with them to see the whole thing. And it says, though, he goes, a faint low headache was already forming, made worse with every word out of his mouth. And he said, I've been up too late and had gotten a little sleep. And I was like, it's her. I know she's giving him headaches, so he won't go. I know it's Freya. It doesn't say it, but I know it's Freya.
Yeah. There's definitely something, because even there's a point where, although the whole Lucien situation with the seeing him hug Feyre in a nightdress and be like nude at his top half, and he's keeping his distance at the table. But then they say, oh, we're going to go on this trip for with the twins and the Highburn people, and Feyre is like, yeah, I'll go with Lucien, it's fine. There's no need for you, Tamlin, to come. And even Tamlin goes, no, I think I will come.
Even though she's giving him a headache.
And then there's the point where he's like, no, actually, maybe I won't because my head's, da-da-da-da.
Yeah, I don't need an escort.
And then even Ianthe has a little dig of Rhysand because they're talking about him. Rhysand would be a fool to push his luck by coming here. And she's like, fool, yes, but one with a vendetta. And you're like, get a bit of rest just because you didn't get your hole.
You never know when the Night Court will snatch her away.
And eventually, Feyre, Lucien go and Tamlin stays. And
for the second hole in the wall.
There's the other hole in the wall that they're trying to figure out. And while this planned attack, inverted commas, is happening from the Naga killing the Dying Lands / Ianthe's bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Ianthe trying to look good is be like, oh, I've saved the day. So yeah, they've got to I don't know, they've had to travel, so they're camping out. And do they have to share? They have to share a tent, don't they? Her and Lucien have to share a tent.
Yeah, at first Lucien doesn't want to do it, and she's like, oh, for God's sake, Lucien. Because I actually do love that she says, if you yield to him on every bit of paranoia and terror and territorialism, you'll just make it worse. Because that was her whole point at the last time. If he's just constantly yielding to Tamlin, like all the time. Yeah. And so she's just giving him a point. And then Lucien's like, well, I think he's the only way he is because, like, you haven't, right? And she's like, I don't want to be touched.
Oh, yeah. So she finally does kind of break, because this is one of the things I was like, what is going on? How come he's not having a thing with her? And she's like,
like, how have you not had sex with Tamlin? How have you avoided that?
Yeah.
And then you go, okay, you've used the I was violated by Rhysand, the horrible monster, but actually it was totally not true. It's like it's implied by her to sort of push it away.
And it's like what you said, the King of Highburn crafted his bargain with Tamlin to too clearly.
Cleverly.
Magic bound them. Magic will strike him if he doesn't allow Highburn in his land. So he's got no choice. Like, he will die if, like, he doesn't let Highburn in his land.
Just to lead on from what you said, because she's like, will it kill him? And it's like, it will claim his own powers, maybe kill him. Maybe it was that magic is all about balance. It's why he couldn't interfere with your bargain with Rhysand. Even the person who tries to sever the bargain faces consequences. If he'd kept you here, the magic that bound you to Rhys might have come to claim his life as payment for yours. But what he doesn't know is that bargain the bond is still there. So I don't know if that would still affect. He thinks it's gone, but it's not. So would that still affect him? And he's like, believe me, I've asked. So we know that they tried to investigate this at the Day Court, but the only reason he made the deal with Highburn was because Tamlin became impatient to find a way to remove that from Feyre so he could have her back permanently. And so he made that rash decision because he can't control his temper.
He killed the sentries who'd been on guard as well. So, whoa, that's the Tamlin I know.
Yeah, that's why we know there's something sus about this.
Yeah, when she left, he saw the room, he trashed it, he killed the guards that were there, and after he got the last bit of information, he executed them in front of everyone in the manor. Like, that's how he is. So I don't understand this Tamlin who's like, yeah, go for a walk, like, go off with Lucien, go riding. I know it's her putting thoughts in his head and going, yeah, that's okay. So I'm like,
but there's another thing. She's like, so Ianthe pushed Tamlin to Highburn and said, so Ianthe's got something to do with this Highburn guy, for sure. She's orchestrating this whole thing.
Stuff. Her family or something about it.
Yeah, but also what I can understand is why Tamlin is listening to Ianthe. So I think there's something there as well going on. I'm not really sure. But he was, I don't know, just Tamlin is, there's a couple of things. Tamlin is an idiot, but I also think he's massively been manipulated by a lot of people. And so
He's very naive.
thinks he's doing the right thing, or he thinks, oh, nobody's telling me what to do, but everybody's telling him what to do. And that's why he doesn't really have a backbone.
Yeah. No, that's definitely it. So, yeah, they go to sleep. They wake up the next morning and they're like, get up in the tent. This is the bit where you were talking about where like Branna was prowling down the streams and she sees like her getting up from the tent and she goes to like Feyre, I'd pick Baron's son too. Autumn court males have fire in their blood and they like it too. And she's like, I suppose you know from experience. Why do you think I had so much fun in the war? It's like, oh God.
You're like, yeah, they go okay.
So yeah, the day goes on and they go up to the wall where this hole is. Well, I don't even know what they're doing at this wall. And then they look through and they see 3 children of the blessed.
The children of the blessed who we first met in the first book, ACOWAR.
Yeah.
And
humans.
They're like, oh, masters and mistresses.
Take me with you. Take me to your planet.
And Jurian is even like...
Yeah, this is when we see a human part of Jurian.
Because Jurian is, they're my people. The Fays are not. I don't like Fays. I don't want anything to do with them.
And he doesn't understand. Yeah, he doesn't understand why they want to come over to the courts. He's like, I've literally fought for these people to like not be slaves. Why are they wanting to come here?
Yeah, what's this Delulu? And it's interesting because Branna is sort of going, why don't you come through? Come over. Come into this thing. And then Feyre's like, no, you guys stay over there. We'll stay here. Don't. And they're like, what do you mean? And then she goes into their minds and she finds that all they see when they look at them is just a beautiful goddess, magical happiness. And then she starts implanting things like visions of what they're really like, this horrible nastiness. Vicious, and then they eventually freak out and go, oh no, we've made a mistake. And then they start getting annoyed, the twins, going, no, get your butt over here.
Yeah,
and
come here.
Then they run off.
Are ground.
And Feyre's like, good, but they're pissed. Like they wanted some ridiculous action because, you know, they're fairy weirdos and they want to get off on death and sex and blood or something.
Yeah, I don't know. But they just want to kill. That would be really easy to kill as well. They just must want to torture or torment them or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just sick. We've established that they're just sick in the head.
Sick in the head. But Jurian does go up to Feyre and says, thank you. There's the first human.
That shook me. That shook me because I thought, how did he go up to them? He says his voice was rough, thank you. And then she goes, I don't know what you're talking about. And Jurian gave a knowing smirk and then sauntered after Dagden. And you go, Jurian's not as stupid as people think he might be. Oh, I'm a lunatic. I'm insane. Yeah, he is. But he's not. He's smart. He's smart. He knows what she's doing. He knows. Yeah. Because remember, Feyre is more human than she is fairy. I mean, yes, she has powers, but she's lived more as a human than she has as a fairy. So.
Yeah. So after they've looked after that wall for the whole day, she does have a sit down with Jurian. We try and figure out like a little bit more about him. I did like this because I've just seen him as like an insane person, like you said, and I'm just like, oh, okay, can we get another dimension of it? And he's trying to tell her about the war, and she's like, men and women fought and died, so we'd never have to serve them again. Yet they are in those costumes, unaware of the danger. And and she said, I heard you left because you became so focused on wringing information from Clythia that you lost sight of the real conflict. And she's like, so all this to get Miriam back, and it's sort of echoing what like Tamlin did. He's just basically lost it and all for this girl that he wanted back, and it's exactly what Tamlin's doing with her.
Yeah, but it's interesting because she says things such as, oh, I heard she left you because you became so forced on wringing information. But then he says, no, Miriam told me to go and have sex with her for information.
Yeah,
basically.
to get,
So you're sort of going, it sounds like Jurian was in love with Miriam, and then Miriam sort of screwed him over in his head, at least.
Yes.
That we know of. And he just wants to get payback. But hold on, is Miriam's not human, is she?
No, she's turned Fae, so she's like Freya, so she was human. I don't know how she turned Fae. She fell in love with the Fae, and then she somehow turned Fae, and he doesn't know that she's still alive. But I think he has suspicions, but he doesn't know for certain that she's alive.
Yeah.
And no one will tell him. But he keeps pressing her because she's been pressing him about it, and he presses her, and he's like, "Here you are." Oh no, that was it. He tells a story about Rhys that he got kidnapped in the war, and Rhys like fought for him. He would do anything. He shows that he is like really mean and scary on the outside, but he actually wouldn't like let his friends die.
Yeah, it's the interesting point that Jurian's basically saying this whole sadistic murderous thing is complete balls.
He's just made it so people stay away, but I know him.
Exactly, which is scary, dangerous, because he'll know how to hit his buttons more.
And so he knows that like there's something fishy going on. Why is she here? And she's just like, and it's also weird. The most powerful High Lord in the world lost his mate and has yet to come to claim her, even when she is defenseless in the woods. And like he's like, perhaps that because Rhys has not lost you at all, but rather unleashed you. And you're like, he knows. He knows.
That's how you know Jurian is really smart. He's smart. He's very clever. And the other thing is, it makes me believe more of his sentences, such as, the end of that conversation. She says, "You love to hear yourself talk, don't you?" And he says, "Hybern will kill all of you," which basically means he knows the extent of Hybern's plan.
Yeah.
So that's bad.
Yeah, even like he knows like she's protected. He's made this deal with Tamlin, and he knows he's like, "Hybern will kill you all."
Yeah, deal or no deal, you're gonna die. But she's like, Jurian wasn't wrong. Lucien woke me up the next morning with a hand over my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's when he's like, what? He's like,
blood.
They smell the scent of blood, and then they go out, her and Lucien, to investigate.
And yeah, they kind of like wondering what's going on, and Jurian's just there saying, "It's too late. They finished 2 hours ago." And so the twins went off, I don't know what, in the middle of the night, and just caught up with the children of the blessed. So they went over the wall when they weren't supposed to.
And they went through that wall and found them, and then basically dragged them back in. And from the description, it sounds like they tortured them and ripped them to shreds, bit by bit. And apparently there was lots of screams and stuff, but they shielded it, so no one outside could hear it. These twins are
so awful. Everybody in Hybern is messed up. I don't know what happens when they become kids. Like,
they're on the island for too long, Lynda. They were on the island for 500 years. They need to get out.
Yeah. Yeah. So, because she was saying, like, the same thing happened to Claire, the queen. Remember when they dropped her on the spike and stuff? So they're like, they're just vindictive people, just awful.
Yeah.
So,
but I like their retaliation, because Feyre and Lucien, they take off like a coat or something and they cover what they can see of the remains. And they, Lucien quite rightly says, but this is clearly a message to be like, we're Hybern peeps, we can do what we want, go suck a dick, right? And then she's like, well, we need to send a message back. She first thinks to bury them. And then she says, but then maybe we look like, we're cleaning up their mess. And she goes, perhaps another message. So
I like this.
So then it ends. That chapter ends, and they just say, then we send another sort of message. And then you leave it like that until you get into chapter 8, and you think, what have they done? And then chapter 8, you learn, and I agree. I'm the same. I loved it. It was great.
I was like, our friend is back. Fashion, style, and all. The Beaujolais.
The Beaujolais came. The Beaujolais. And I love it. They were just like,
how did they know where the Beaujolais was? Like, was he just loitering around all these years, just like Beaujolais around? I thought Tam killed him.
No, there's more. There's more than one. There's
there's
quite a
lots of
lot of them.
Bojets.
Yeah, there's lots of Bojets, lots of Nagas, lots of Ators that we eventually found out. But anyway,
Fine, Bojets.
the funny thing was that, so at this point, Lucien and Feyre have gone back. We're now back at chapter 8. We're back at the spring courthouse. And Tamlin's very annoyed at them both because they're explaining to him that, you know, the twins basically killed these children of the blessed who were literal children. And it was awful. And then he's just going, you have a personal connection to those people.
Yeah,
he doesn't. And then you're like, Tamlin, because he's saying, Lucien, you should have known better. Feyre doesn't know any better. And then she just goes, excuse me? Excuse me?
Is it only high fae lives that matter to you? Yeah. If there's a battle, that's all that's going to matter.
Him out. And it's so funny. She's like, don't talk to Lucien like that. And he's like, you've jeopardized our alliance. And then she's like, good. They could burn in hell. And he's like, you sent the Bojet after them. And I go, she sent a Bojet after them? Like, firstly, how? Secondly,
how do you say a Bojet?
Awesome. Amazing. It was great.
And I do like that they said they came back but very pale. Yeah. Because you've got to be strong. Because I remember like Lucien saying he wouldn't be a match for a Bojet, but that's why only Tamlin could go after it.
Yeah, he finds it quite, you have to be quite strong. So
yeah.
So, but apparently they said Lucien had it tracked down and we'd lured it carefully over hours back to that camp where obviously Dagden and Branna, the twins, had been gloating over their kill. And I just went, you know what? That's some good stuff. Yeah. So they probably were hiding up a tree just watching.
Like, they got away. Did they die? No.
Yeah. I got shot. Yeah, but did you die?
Did you die? No, you didn't die. So he's told like Lucien to get out, and then she's actually wanting to push him. So he's like really angry. This is the Tamlin I know, and like he's getting really angry. He's like, she's saying, "Don't speak to me like that. You promised you wouldn't act this way." And he's like getting back down. Like she's probably lifting off the thing, whatever's in his head that she's done. And he's like, "Yeah, you don't know what's at risk," and all this kind of stuff. And he's getting angry and throwing things.
This. Okay, can I just say, out of this episode that we're doing of the first 10 chapter, this was my favorite moment. This bit. Yeah. Because it was just, it's like you say, Tamlin just hit that point. She was pushing him. She was like, I need a reaction. She knew. And she was like, don't talk down to me. No effort I went through to get back here to you, to our people. You think any of us are happy to be working with Highburn? And he's like, you
sold us out.
Yeah. And then they say, you know, you might be willing to get on your knees for Highburn, but I'm certainly not. And then, boom, he explodes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He slams. Doesn't he get the work table slams into her, throws her against a bookshelf, and she could have like
she doesn't shield herself. Yeah, she doesn't. She's like, nah, I'm gonna feel the full front of this, and you're gonna see it and show you what you did. And she gets freaking whacked. Like she gets like, what's it? Furniture flies, windows cracked and shatter. She gets like a work table slammed into her, and then, you know, her knees slam into the carpet, and then Tamlin then goes instantly shaking in front of her, just flipping like, you know, it's the classic domestic violence. Like, oh, I didn't mean to hit you. I just lost control. Yeah, Tamlin, didn't you just?
Yeah, she's just like, something wet and warm went down her, so she's obviously bleeding from her like head, and then Lucien is the one that picks her up, and she's just giving him a look.
He shouts. The door bursts open. What have you done? That's what Lucien says. And then he let was like italicized, right? Saying Lucien let him shove him aside and help me stand. So I think, okay.
She's pushed him.
No, she's pushed him in the right way, but there's also something going on with Tamlin.
Is there a spell or something on him?
There's something. there's something, and I don't think it's Feyre, because Feyre has Tamlin round her little finger, okay?
But she can put things in his thoughts now.
She can, but it's not her. It's not her. I'm telling you, it's not her.
It's the
remember
magic?
so it could be, so I think, we'll keep reading, but I think one person has some sort of influence. Could be, it's a spell. It could be something, a bargain deal with Hybern, but it could also be something else. But we'll continue. But that moment when that happened, and Lucien came in and said, "What have you done?" I went,
"Oh yeah." And
oh,
ushered her out, like she's all being helpless. She's playing the helpless, like, "Oh, I've been hit." Yeah, you're like,
she's like, "I'm fine."
"Oh yeah,
I'm fine.
My eyes were glassy, my face pallid, save for the scratch beneath my cheekbone, leaking blood." And like, yeah. And he's like, "Freya." Yeah. And she's just like, "Yeah, I'm going away." I could have painted that. The only thing that ruined this was when she said, "I could have painted this." And you're like, "You back to your cringy paintings, Freya."
Yes, just enough of this. And then she's like, "What I would name it is a portrait in snares and baiting."
Yeah. Oh God. So then she's off. Yeah, she gets to speak to Rhysand a bit, because obviously she can talk to him faintly down
through
the
bond, but she has to be careful. She can't do it all the time. Yeah, she has to be careful
how much to do it, and they can't say very much. But he's like, "Are you okay?" And he's just like, "Yeah, no, I can handle it." And you can tell he's a bit like
yeah, because obviously if it's his mate, his mate, so he feels what she's feeling, and he's just like, "I'm literally going to kill this guy," and she's like, "It's fine, don't worry about it, it's all good."
The only thing that I was just like, "Oh God," she's like trying to be like, I sent an image of me sticking my tongue at him, and then he said a picture of his tongue sticking out, but occupied with doing something else, and I was like, whoa, too much information.
Do you know what? As soon as that happened, I literally went, "Oh, Rhysand, you little knucklehead, being all like sexually explicit, God."
But you know, it's kind of like, "Oh yeah, you've been hurt, you're all this kind of stuff."
You know,
he took my mind off it for you.
No, I'm telling you right now, the reason he sent that image is because he was like, "I'm horny, get your ass back here now." That's what was going on there.
Oh my God.
So that's kind of funny. So you get little things like that. So then in the same chapter, it's the next trip to the wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but there's two guards outside, like Bronn and Hart, who are on duty, and they're looking at her going, "Oh my God," because she's got the bruises, the scars still on her face from Tamlin's.
Oh, yeah, so she goes for a ride, doesn't she? She makes sure that those guards are on duty so that they know her and they can see her.
Apparently she goes like, as she's on the ride, they go over like little bumps, and she goes,
"Oh God."
And you're just like,
so everyone in court can see like, "Look what Tamlin did." She's just like putting it all in people's heads. She's like, "Oh, look what I did."
Yeah, it's bad. It's not a good look for Tamlin. He looks bad, and it's not good. But
and she also sends Ianthe around. She's like, "Oh, can you come round? You know, just to comfort me."
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Oh yes, he didn't mean it. You know, he's trying to forgive you." And she's like, "I know." Like, oh, she's just like putting all these little things into people's heads just to imply that, like, you know, she's so innocent. She doesn't think ill of anybody, but people are all like, you know, having their own thoughts that Tamlin isn't so nicey nice. Well, he's not nice. He executed all the guards that were on duty in front of her.
I tell you what he is unhinged, and he needs massive amounts of therapy. But the problem is you can't give that man therapy because he will never listen. He'll go, "I disagree with that." And you'll go, "No, that's not the point of this conversation."
Yeah. So we find out as well that there's a guard that's been arrested for the keys that went missing.
Mm-hmm.
And he fell asleep. And Tamlin's just like, "You were found asleep at the gate last night, but it was your set of keys that originally went missing." And he's like, "I don't know how my keys got." So, you know,
But he also says, the guard says, "I have never, ever fallen asleep on duty. I don't know how it happened. I must have just nodded off for a second and then something."
Yeah.
So you know that's sus already. And then she knows, like you say, Feyre knows it's Ianthe. And she's sort of going, 20 lashes, one for
Oh
the
yeah, it was him.
cauldron, blah, 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 it's for him,
You need to
silly
make an
man.
impression, of what they did.
And
You
he
jeopardize their
then
lives.
shouts and says, Ianthe is the one that did it. It's her.
She
And
did it. No,
then,
she put the memory in his
yeah,
head.
she did. And she goes, maybe we should listen. I will listen to your story. Feyre comes over, like, just
Yeah.
tell us your story. And Ianthe hates that. She's like, how would you
Yeah.
not listen to your high priestess? I'm the high priestess. Like, people should listen to me. And she gets all like uppity. And suddenly that makes her even more sus.
A person of the people. She's been hit, but you know what? She's brave, and now she's here trying to help people and like not get them like whipped or whatever is going to be happening to them. And yeah, she's like, and then she's like, Ianthe's like, why should I take the keys? I warned you. And
Oh no, everyone's starting to not believe Ianthe. And even Tamlin is sort of, it's like Tamlin's looking at her going, I don't believe you either, but I'll just go with it. And that's why I think there's some kind of spell on Tamlin.
He does nearly do. He nearly does put it down, but it's Ianthe that pushes him.
That's what I'm trying to say. There's something sus there.
Maybe it's Ianthe then that's put some potion on him or something. Because he's almost
she's
like
in cahoots. She's in cahoots with Hybern. So even if it isn't Ianthe, it's somebody within the Hybern posse that's doing this. You know what I mean? So
because after like he's like going to put the whip down, he's not going to do it, and it's only when he looks back at Ianthe, he's just like, oh, no, I have to do it, and she's and then Freya does say, perhaps it was a mistake. Don't take it from his like hide or his home. Let him hear him out.
The Hybern people are also just looking at him in disgust, like, pathetic, like, go on with it.
You're weak, you're vulnerable, like this. And Tamlin was like, no, I need to stand up for my kingdom and all this kind of stuff. So he just does it. And you're like, oh, 21 lashes. And then he just kind of, it's not his fault.
Tamlin wouldn't do it for Ianthe. So for her to have that much power, and Ianthe's been there before. You remember when they were going to get married? She's been there.
Yeah.
So this is a plant by Hybern for a long time.
Yeah.
So we know that for sure. I'm certain of it. But anyway, so he takes on the lashes. Poor guy has to deal with it.
Yeah.
But Feyre sort of goes into Lucien, and he's watching as he's whipping, that Lucien's hands are sort of on Feyre,
comforting like Freya.
While he's whipping the crap out of this guy. And you think, why would you be watching her while you're whipping someone? Again, sus spell kind of situation, I think. It's just interesting. So Feyre's aware that she's put this, Ianthe's done this. This is but she's, fell into her trap of, everybody is sus about her. And the other thing that gets mentioned is that the two guards, when they're scoring her back after the guy's been whipped, because she helps like heal the guy, with like clean his wounds and stuff.
Afterwards she goes and says, I'll help you and all this kind of stuff, and they see her compassion and they see like the bruises on her face, and they're like, this guy is not nice. He's not looking after his court or his people.
And they're all sus because they're going back to the point that his court would literally put their lives on the line to find her at the beginning. Remember ACOWAR, where they were trying to find the girl that was the prophecy was about, and they would go into the forest and they would risk themselves being killed as these shape-shifting wolves. And now he's not doing anything about it with these Hybern people. Basically, those two guards say to Feyre, we're sorry, we wish we could have stopped it. And she knows that they're not referring to just this. They're referring to her being hit by Tamlin. So she knows, it's all crumbling now, girl. It's crumbling.
I know. Yeah, so she's all happy. This is all happening. And then she goes back to the house and she sees Alice there, and Alice tells her, she goes, because they've got this is the last hole they're going to see in the wall. And Alice says, will you leave tomorrow? I leave too. She's like had enough. She's like saying like, this is not safe for my nephews. I'm going back home. I'm going back to the summer court and we'll be looked after there. But I wish you well, and I know what you're doing. Basically.
Yeah, she does. She does. And that's us starting into chapter 9, right?
Yeah. Well, no, yeah. So that's just the start of chapter 9. It's just that, she comes in and she
But I
finds
do
that.
love how she says, "Don't mention my name to Tarquin unless you want a blood ruby."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Blood rubies or no, you'll always have a friend in the summer court." And she's like, "Okay, I will leave it there." And she says, "You'll always have one in mine," not saying that it's obviously the night court, but
but
you know,
Alice knows. She's just like, yeah, I know what you're trying to say. I know what you're trying to say, girl.
I know what you're saying. Then, yes, they go on another trip, don't they? To the wall again. And Feyre requests to share a tent with Ianthe, which I thought was hilarious. And
God, yeah. So Tamlin and Ianthe come on this. So it's a really big thing. So the guards, the two twins, Durin, Feyre, Lucien, Tamlin, and Ianthe come on this thing. So there's massive, like, there's nobody looking after Summer Court here. Like, I'm just like, who's looking after Summer Court? Yeah. So she's there looking after it. She's seeing her like lying there, and she's just trying to say to herself, like, who am I doing this for? My friends. Okay, don't kill her. But you can see that she's going off to the knife, going, I'm going to murder you,
I want to kill her. I want her to die. But it's funny because she wakes up, doesn't she? And she's Feyre's holding the knife to her chest, and Ianthe opens her eyes and she sees it and she freaks out, and she's just like, "You can never be too careful with your enemies." And she's like, "Hybrid are allies. What do you mean?" I really just want to smack Ianthe so hard. Anyway, so she goes, "Oh well," and then they get up, and then it's the day, of what are they doing? Looking at holes in the wall.
Looking at the holes in the wall again. We don't know what they're doing. They just walk in, walk out the walls, walk around the wall. I don't know what they're doing. But she's just there.
The whole point of the chapter is her conversation with the twins, right?
Yeah, so I don't know where, like, Durin and Tamlin are looking for wood or something in the forest. I don't have a clue.
It says they're trying to get food or supplies or something. It's kind of in
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just seems to be, I don't remember where Lucien is, but it's just her and the two twins who are looking at the wall, and she's just like sitting with them trying to understand, and they're telling her stuff.
But she's also eating an apple, which becomes significant later.
And probably the reason why they're telling her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Why they're saying that, because they're like, well, we'll let you in, you'll think you've won, and then we're going to get you back. But yeah, so she's just like, the twins say, like, this one, the first one was better, and they're looking about, it's closer to the west coast, and why they want to go to that way. And yeah, she's just trying to find out like a bit more about why they're doing this and what's going on.
And they start spilling their guts, where ultimately what they're saying is they want to get the wall down. They want to use the cauldron to make like a purist population. They want people to be purist fays, they're basically culling an entire race to go, you need to be this way, and it's ethnic cleansing, essentially. and that's what they want to do, and the cauldron is the key to everything.
But it's trying to get energy up. I remember, like, I forgot something to say, like, it's lost its power at the moment. It needs to be recharged because Nesta broke it.
Because Nesta sucked that thing. Because she was like, no. And it was like...
Yeah.
And she was like, try it. No. And it needed to use more power, which I absolutely adore, which is amazing. So that's what they tell her.
Possibly.
They need, and the reason they didn't come when Amarantha was around was because they didn't have the cauldron, but also they said it's okay.
It was a test.
It was a test to see how one could basically control the entire Fey race, and it was great. And someone did our dirty work for us, and that's the usefulness of that conversation. So that happens, and then Feyre is going, right, I'm done. This is it. I need to go now. I'm going back to Night Court.
She also finds out that their army's 2,000. They have 200,000.
Insane.
Yeah, they have 200,000 people, and so it's going to be really big. So she's like, yeah, that's it. I've got what I need. I'm going to leave now. But whilst she's been talking about it, she's been eating that apple. Yeah.
So we then, so she goes away and she decides, right, I'm going to go. She's planned it all out. She's got her timing set. And she goes, right,
escape plan.
Let's go. Let's be quiet. It's night. It's dark. Tamlin's left his knives.
I thought it was during the day. I thought it was like maybe the afternoon or something. She's kind of. Maybe I've got it wrong.
I think I don't know. Maybe it was. It's kind of unclear actually the time of day. Yeah. However, she goes to Tamlin's tent because he's gone out with Jurian, right? So she grabs the knives that he's left.
His knives,
and puts them on her, and she's got a bag, like a mini backpack or whatever with her, and she goes and she is right, I've got to go here and then I'm gonna winnow and that's it. But then she hears some talking and she hears the voice, and it's Ianthe and Lucien. And Lucien is basically tied to a tree, handcuffed with the handcuffy type things that are suppress your power. And
the stuff that like was on Rhys when he was in the cave and kidnapped by Hybrid soldiers.
In the previous book,
how did Ianthe get these?
And she's going, just leave it, walk away, just go back to the night court. And she goes, okay, fine, because I kind of hate her. And she intervenes, doesn't she?
Yeah, so I don't know what Ianthe was trying to do. She's trying to
have sex with him. She was trying to rape him. She's basically putting her hand on him, and he's like, don't touch me, get off me.
Yeah.
And saying no means no, and she's going, you don't mean that. You want to have sex with me. La, 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 la. She's basically a rapist. She's a sexual predator.
Yeah,
and then
she
says,
that's enough.
She says, that's enough. And she says, go back to your thing. We'll be a little minute. And she goes, then that's when Feyre loses it. She goes into her mind and she forces her.
Yeah, this is vicious.
I mean, that's the kind of power she has. Shit. So she forces her to pick up a rock and then slam her hand multiple times until it's nothing but crushed bone.
Yeah.
And says,
shackle him and then do that.
She was like, you never touch another person. Like, you will never have, basically saying, you're only going to ever have consensual sex. You're never going to force yourself. You're never going to be a sexual predator. And you're allowed to heal your bones, but you can never remove the scars so that you remember what you've done. And I think fair play to Feyre, but she was ruthless. And Lucien seeing this, going, oh, she's not
Jesus
like a
Christ.
little, she's a fighter. And then...
Or that she's like, kneel here until someone finds you, and she's just like, she's off. She's like, that's it. I'm off. And then like, I was gonna slit your throat, but I'm gonna like go now. And then but she
says,
turns around.
I want actually you to live. I want you to live for so long, but in like pain. I want you to just be suffering for so long.
But she was like ready to go at that point. I feel like she was like, I've got my revenge on her. I'm off now. She's just going to leave like Lucien and what the hell? And then she was about to leave when someone says to her, I think the word you're looking for, Lucien, is diamati. And it's not, it's Branna and Dagd, and they're just there. They followed her into this bit, and then you're like, God, like.
It all comes
they
out
already
at this
knew.
point.
They knew
but
that she
they
was.
also planned it. They planned it. This is who given her the headaches.
Yeah, this is what. Yeah, I wondered who was. I thought it was her power. I thought she was stretching her power, and she was like,
so did I.
Getting to...
That's what I thought too. I thought, oh no, she's stretching her power. And then when they start explaining that they knew what she was doing, they knew they couldn't quite get into. Sometimes
they knew they were blocking,
or like you blocking them. And the apple thing, they said that they put something in it that would basically remove all her powers. It suppresses them for like. 2 days, 3 days, or something, but that she couldn't taste it because Ianthe put on some kind of almost like a little dusting of sugar to hide it, right? Sort of type thing.
It's crazy. So did Ianthe do that? I didn't pick up that. I thought
it was that. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure she did. Hold on, I'm gonna double check that. I'm not taking.
So I remember they said like that. They were like, oh, we've been Ianthe for thousands of years, girl, but we didn't need to slip into your mind to get done to our bidding. And then he said, the apple, the one you just shoved down your throat, it's going to like, It's enough to knock out your powers for a few straight days. No shackles required. And here we are thinking no one had noticed you planned to vanish today. And you're like, oh, God.
That was so good. Yeah. Where is it?
But yeah, so I think like Lucien's there too, and he knows, and they were like, "Oh, our uncle would be most displeased if we allowed that to happen, so she's not allowed to go."
Yeah, it is Ianthe who did it because so Branna says he gave the priestess the powder at first, crushed faebane stone, ground so fine you couldn't see or scent or taste it in your food. She added a little bit at a time, nothing suspicious, not too much lest it stifle all of your power at once. So you know how there was moments where she was going, it's really hard to kind of hear the bones right now, or I'm really or you remember when she said, I don't seem to be healing as well as I normally would. Weird. That's why. Because they were subtly putting little bits, so she wasn't completely suspicious, but it was affecting her. So they've been poisoning her. Ianthe has been poisoning her with them two for days, and that's how they've done it. And they were able to figure out little bits and pieces from her, so that's also quite dangerous. So, but then it blows out into like a giant fight.
Yeah, so I think Lucien tries to go for them first and let her escape. But she's just like, no, and she didn't tell them she could winnow as well. She didn't, so that comes as a shock to them. They're like, what the hell?
No,
and
because it's really cool because they're all like, she knows I should just go. And Lucien's just like says to her, go, like, don't stay here, don't try to save me.
Yeah.
And she winnows, but instead of winnowing away, she winnows right in front of Branna.
Yeah.
And just goes, stab! And then, but
flies in front of her.
She's equally just as fast, you know, and she's just trying to do this thing. Well, Dagdan's going, do it, yay! Clapping in the background, I suppose, in a way. And
so she's just like, winnow, strike, winnow, strike.
And she's like, all that training that Cassian did really is coming handy right now. So she's kicking some ass.
But then it becomes clear. She's like, like I'm fighting like Dagdan, but it's like things are not hard. Like he's keeping me here. He's not wanting to kill me. He's wanting to keep me busy here until my powers either go or like
they're waiting for the power to suppress because she's going to lose it quickly. But she manages to get in a blow because of Lucien. Lucien stabs Branna, is it? And basically right into the neck, and then Dagdan's freaking out, and then Dagdan tries to fight. And essentially, after a little while, they both die by their hand.
Yeah. She gets like, she puts a wall of flame, slams it straight into Branna, so she's like, distracts Dagdan, and he's just like, because he was keeping her busy, and Branna was keeping Lucien busy, and she was like, no, this is not going, I need to distract him. Throws some fire at her, she's just like burned to death, and then she kind of, doesn't she just like, I'm punched on this other eye right into the skull behind it, and then fall on top of his sister, boom, and she's dead.
And she's just like casually wiping the blades on the side of her leg, going, okay, that's that. And then she says to Ianthe, you tell them that these guys were attacked. I attacked them in self-defense and ran away or whatever to keep the ploy of, oh, I'm so freaked out, I've ran away. But Lucien goes, I'm coming with you.
Yeah, I'm going with you. And she's like, no, I know you're not coming with me. And he's just like, no, I'm getting my mate back. And she knows if it's a mate thing, he's not going to.
But the one thing that she has, he's able to help her with is she's losing her powers dramatically.
Yeah. Is he losing his powers as well? Because I don't know if they put that into his blood.
He is, but he didn't realize it. It was not known to him. So he's like, you're actually losing your powers a lot, so I'm going to be the one that helps you. And she sort of just goes, whatever. They winnow towards kind of near under the mountain / outside the
one of the tunnels, and there's no tunnel to the.
She can't. She's used it all, but she said that Cassian always told her to have a backup plan if they couldn't get. So their backup plan is to either go to the summer court or the autumn court. She's like, well, I can't go to the summer court.
Yeah, she's got a death
I'll
wish.
go to the autumn court, which is handy that Lucien's there, isn't it?
Yeah. She's kind of like, is there somewhere that you can keep me hidden for like 3 days until my powers come back? And he's like, I know a place. And that's where they go. You just stay if you want. When what's done is done.
And he's like,
So,
the girl I knew did die under the mountain. And she's just like, at least we can agree on that. And then they go through the arches of the autumn court doors, and it's so cool because it's like, and in the faint distance, so faint, I thought I might have imagined it. A beast's roar cleaved the land. So whose roar is that?
Yeah, I'm going to be like, so yeah, Tamlin's come back. He's found a bloody Ianthe, 2 bodies, and him and Jury are just there going, shit, who's going to tell the King Faebane this? That his
And
niece
also
and nephew are.
his niece, it's his son, isn't it?
No, it's his niece and nephew.
It's his niece and nephew. His family are dead. However, hear me out. I don't think they're dead.
I think they are.
Shove them back in the cauldron.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. The reason I'm thinking, you set up these characters to be quite conniving and like a duo of like nastiness. And the whole thing about the cauldron bringing life.
Oh.
I feel that the king will go, I'm so angry, and then go, plop him in. Oh, they're fine. Or they come out even more deranged or something.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we have all this intel, blah, blah, blah. And then chaos. Because it just feels pointless to create these characters and then have them die. I don't think that's them. I think they're the ones controlling Tamlin. I'm sure of it. Giving him because if they were giving her headaches, they're the ones suppressing him. They're the one telling, like, Ianthe is in cahoots with them. And so Ianthe's like, oh no, Tamlin, 20 lashes. Yeah, do it. And so he goes, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, controlling
Something's going on. And also he has that magical bargain with Hybern. He being controlled. He's not himself. And they're utilizing, and also they're, what do you call them, Demanti. So they're basically controlling Tamlin, telling him to do.
But she was supposed to be like Freya said, she was protecting his mind. So
but clearly she could but she was poised. She there was an opening, is what I'm trying to say. Is that she didn't fully protect him. There was an opening, and that's how they got in, because of the poison. And that's what's happened there. So that's why I don't think it was Feyre. It was the twins. But you can't have somebody that powerful and set that up in a book and just have them die. I think they're going to come back, and they're going to come back because the king's going to go, here, I've got a cauldron, shove them in it, they'll be fine.
Shove them back in it.
Yeah, they'll be good. They'll be good. It'll be fine. So I think that's what's going to happen. But I'm very interested and excited about the autumn court.
Yeah, I think his brothers are going to show up or something, like.
Because and
they're not going to, I feel a bit thingy now. She's just got to get through 3 days until she can kind of like get her powers back and win her off. But like, that's 3 long days where like they've got to hide out in the autumn court.
Oh, something's definitely got. If we will 100% come to meet his family. And but I'm just not entirely sure where Rhys and Nesta and Elaine and Cassian and all that Azriel are up to.
Yeah, that's all quiet at the moment.
Well, yeah, because they're just like, they're healing. That's all we're hearing is, how are they? Are they safe? They're safe. They're healing. That's all you get.
I want to feel like I've been really positive and like, oh yeah, no, I feel like Cassian is fine, and so is Azriel. They're all okay, and I'm kind of like, yeah, it's fine.
I think Cassian must be in a mess. I think Cassian's wings are screwed. I think his wings are messed up, and I think he's probably been in bed healing. And I guarantee you that the person helping him is going to be Nesta, and then that's how they're going to get together. And it's just because we already said that up in the last book.
I don't think she helps people. I don't think she helps people.
No, I didn't say she would do it nicely. She'd be like, "Shut up, I'm doing this," and he'd be like cracking jokes, and she'd be like, "Whatever." But what did you think of the first intro?
Yeah, no, I thought this is good. I was like, oh, good. It's like she was like, this Freya like being her bad self now, trying to take down everyone. Well done, Freya. But then it was kind of a bit like, oh, it was too good to be true because the twins did need to come and like mess things up for her. It couldn't all go to plan. But I think it's setting it up now to be like something bad is coming in the autumn court. I don't know what it is, but I know something bad is coming in the autumn court. I don't know.
Something is definitely going to happen. But I'm consider me intrigued. I don't know where it's going, which is good because I don't always love to know. I'm interested how Lucien is going to be played out because he has a lot of growth and explaining to do, because I don't, after what he did in the last book, I don't like Lucien. Like Lucien, and Lucien keeps going around going, she's mine, she's my mate. No,
you don't know her.
I'm sorry, no.
She's not yours. No.
It's not ownership. And also, Feyre's not going to allow that with her sister. Nesta's 100% not going to allow that. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope that Lucien...
some making up to do.
Lucien is going to have to do something big to really make me like them again, is what I will say.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's the end of our episode. We hope you enjoyed it. We will be back next Tuesday, continuing the second part of this book, Court of Wings and Ruin. So, Lynda, what are our next chapters that we will be reading?
We'll be working into part 2, Cursebreaker, which is obviously Freya, Cursebreaker. I still don't know who Princess of Carrion is. I'm just like, was that Branna? Was it her?
Is that Branna?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't want to Google it in case something comes up. That's my thing.
So we're going to read chapters 11 to 19.
Okay. So chapters 11 to 19. So get rereading with us as we delve into that. I can't wait. I'm intrigued. Definitely intrigued. And I like that Feyre is a boss bitch, is what I will say.
Yeah, she's getting in her boss era now, her villain era. So
she's in her villain era.
Her villain era. So I feel like, something's going to happen to her, but on the third day, she's going to bring it.
Yeah. And I definitely think Rhys will bring it as well, because he'll be, don't you touch my woman kind of thing or something.
He won't be able to speak to her.
Yeah, because she's going to spend however long it is, 3 days, 4 days. We don't know how long this is going to come out of her system. And he's going to go, is she dead? What's going something bad's going to happen in it. I know it. Something bad is happening. He'll freak out and he'll go, or somebody's going to go, and they'll, son of...
You gotta read it now.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us. Please, if you haven't already, follow, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we're on Spotify and also wherever you get your podcasts. And we have our socials on Instagram and TikTok. You can find a link on our Instagram and our YouTube page. It is on TikTok, but you can't click it annoyingly at the moment. But if you go, there's a link tree and it has all the things you can follow us, our Fable Book Club, and where you can find us. Please do tell your friends and join us. But thank you so much if you tuned in to us today. We very much appreciate it.
Find out more on what we think, what happens at the Autumn Court.
Exactly. But until then, have a lovely day.